You guys good? Cool. Shabbat Shalom. Wow. What a rousing Shabbat Shalom back. We'll do the Boker Tov song like we do with the kids on Sunday mornings to remind them that it is time to be awake. Out there, Tov. We could just change the words to Shabbat Shalom, right? Yeah, it would work. It would work. There we go. Let us join together in the words of Hine ma tov u'manayim, how good it is we are to be together this evening. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. We continue with the word Shiru Chadash Ladonai, sing a new song unto God, as we join together on page 131. Shiru Ladonai Shol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God of the earth a new song. We will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth does a song unto God. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. And of course, we continue with the word Shalom Aleichem as we invite the angels, the Shabbat angels, to join us in celebration, to join us in worship, to join us in spirit on page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Molechem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni LeShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Continue as we bring about the Shabbat light, bringing light into our lives, light into our hearts, light to this Shabbat. Is there somebody who would like to light the Shabbat candles for us on this Shabbat? Okay. The blessing for the lighting of our Shabbat candles is on page 120, 120. Continue with the words of Chatzi Kaddish on page 144, 144. Yitgadal v'yikara shemei Rabbah, Ba'alma divrach yirtei v'amlich malchutei v'hayechon u'vyom echon uv'chayeta kol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevora, le'alam ome'omaya, yitvarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'reichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru. Amen. We continue with the words of the Baruch Hu, our call to worship as we rise together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amen.
Please be seated. roll into dark the words which stem from Mariv Aravim, our prayer for the light of the night. We sing together.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Gorei yom v'layla, golem omim nechoshet, golem omim nechoshet, v'choshet mipnehom. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Goreh yom v'layla, golem omim nechoshet, v'chomim nechoshet, v'choshet mipnehom.
We continue the words of Shema, our watchword, our call, on page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue with the words of Ve'ahavta on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom alevavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim leloheichem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we are taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way of getting from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. as we sing the words of Mi Chamocha on page 158. Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'etar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot oseh v'eleh, Norah tehilot oseh v'eleh. Malchutecha rahu vanecha, bokei yamlim Moshe. Zehelianu ve'amru, Zehelianu ve'amru, Adonai imlo ve'olam va'ed, Adonai imlo ve'olam va'ed.
Mi chamocha
ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'etar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot oseh v'eleh, Norah tehilot oseh v'eleh. We continue as we turn towards the words of our Amidah, of our Tefillah, of our standing prayer. But before we get there, we turn to the words on page 163, an introduction to our Amidah as we join together in song. 163.
God has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity honors a day, and eternity honors a day. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la. Art has flown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind, and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night.
Turn to the Amidah on page 164 as we rise together. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yadi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah El Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot u'mevii gilva lifnei bneihem leman shemo ve'ahava melech ozer u'moshiach u'magin Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah 168 Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rab Le'Hoshia Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Nozlim Berofech Olim Umatir Asurim Kayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot Umidom Mela Melech Memid Umechayed Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. On page 173, we read together at the top 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. And on page 174, Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu b'amcha Yisrael u'tefilatam b'ahava tikabel tehil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha Baruch atah Adonai hamazkir shechinato l'tzion. We continue with the words of Shalom Rav, asking God to grant us abundant peace, asking God to grant us abundant. Page 178, 178.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon Lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon Lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol elu k'hosha b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Please be seated. We turn inwards to words of healing, to words of holy healing, asking God to grant healing of the soul, healing of the body, healing of the spirit to all of those who are in need. If you're thinking of somebody on this Shabbat and would like to share their name with our community, I invite you to do so at this time before we say these holy words of healing. We have the name Galen Perkins, and we think of all of those who are in need of healing, whether it's healing of the body or healing of the soul, healing of the spirit or healing of the mind. We take them into our hearts and we pray these words.
Abraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Yishaberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer,
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 hear our prayer, and
bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease their sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Yishaberach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Yishaberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, Hear our prayer,
hear our prayer,
hear our prayer,
hear our prayer,
hear our prayer,
hear our prayer, and
bless us as well. We take a moment for silent prayer.
Adonai to me, Adonai to me, Adonai to me, ve'elohani. Yehiyu leratzon, Ibrevi, Ibrevi, ve'yonivi, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Ve'ero Ani.
Rosh Hashanah is in 9 days. That means Yom Kippur is in 19. That must mean that on this Shabbat we are entering the 21st day of Elul. As Shabbat sets in, so does the 21st day. That must mean tomorrow night is Slichot. And we will celebrate and think and honor those words of Slichot. That must mean that Sunday school starts on Sunday. That must mean that every rabbi around the world is trying to figure out what to say on this Friday night, because we have about 9 sermons to write for the next 2 weeks. So it's become a tradition of mine, a tradition now that I share with Temple Beth Or, that on the Shabbat before Slichot, or the Shabbat as Slichot enters in, the Shabbat prior to Rosh Hashanah, but not if Rosh Hashanah starts on Sunday night. There's all kinds of rules. There can't be Slichot on the Saturday night if Rosh Hashanah starts on Sunday night, which means that Slichot this year is 8 days early, which is as early as it can be. It's become the tradition of mine to not make you listen to my voice, because you will listen to mine and Rabbi Cheson's voice plenty over the Yamim Noraim, over the high holidays. So I'm going to ask you to join me in doing something that is nearly impossible in today's world: to sit and to breathe. And when something comes to your mind, to acknowledge it and not to try to push it away immediately, but to acknowledge it and then recenter yourself. To focus on breathing. To focus on yourself. To focus on some music. Let these few minutes take thee wherever they may. while we turn to the words of Rosh Hashanah in 9 days. Let these last 9 days of Elul, these last 9 days of introspection, be days where we are able to take a moment to sit and breathe and find ourselves arriving at Rosh Hashanah, at our new year, renewed and reinvigorated. Shabbat Shalom. Continue with the words of Aleinu, with words of closing on page 586 as we rise together. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, lateit kirula l'rotzer breshit, shelo asanu ki'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'nachnu horim u'mishtahavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Please be seated. Words of greeting, words of announcements, words of programming. We invite up Mark Ruenberg to share with us those words.
Shabbat Shalom on behalf of the board. We just wanted to talk about some upcoming activities to be sure everybody knows about everything. As Rabbi said, Sunday school, my course starts on Sunday at 9:30. There's an open house. 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock? Even better. I think the light says 9:30, 10 o'clock, so that's good. Next Friday, Shabbat service is a Zoom-a-gog at 6:30, so it's not here, but it's on Zoom with Rabbi Judy. Let's see, a week from Sunday, we have Rosh Hashanah starting at 8 o'clock, so that's Erev Rosh Hashanah. And then Rosh Hashanah day is a very busy day, so services start at 10. There's food here, there's a food truck and dessert at 12, and the outdoor family interactive service at 1. So a very full day. We're going to stream as much as we can, and so feel free to join however you can. We'd love to have you here. Our hope is to get everybody here in person. We're going to try to set up the sukkah on October 2nd, so you'll see that getting built there in the back. And then there's a whole bunch of dates for Yom Kippur, but I won't give you all those because you got to deal with one holiday first. A lot of things coming up. Adult Education is planning an event in November. It's going to be a self-defense course, self-defense for regular people. So I think it's 4 weeks in a row, about an hour and a half long, but it's really just to know what do you need to know about self-defense. So look for that and feel free to sign up. And I think those are the highlights. So thank you for being here, and we'll finish up.
We also have a community slichot program, which is tomorrow. And community slichot this year, I never want to say the wrong thing, so I'm looking it up really quickly. It's Beth Abraham. Thank you very much, so that I don't say the wrong thing. 9 o'clock at Beth Abraham. Otherwise, I probably would have... 8:30 for food. Otherwise, I probably would have said show up at 6 p.m. to Temple Beth Or, and I would have been completely wrong. 9 o'clock at Beth Abraham for our community slichot. All right, back together post-COVID for our Jewish community corral. Yes? Yes, 8:30. 8:30 is food. Exactly. So no good Jewish event except for Yom Kippur can go on without food. I don't understand how we made Yom Kippur a day without food as Jews. It is very confusing to me. Nonetheless, we will continue with our service as we turn now to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, as we turn to the words of Kaddish Yatom, words of holy memory, of sacred memory, words bringing about all of those whom we wish could be with us as we turn to this holiday season, but who are no longer with us. On this Shabbat, we recall the yard sites of Jean Schwartz, Frida Swillinger, Miriam Burt, Gilbert Kramer, Kyla Klein, Sol Weiner, Randall Knight, Stanley Goldberg, and Cecilia Spiegelman. In addition, we recall the recent passing, and within these days of Shloshim, these immediate days of mourning, of Martin Robbins, Drew Behrens II, and Numa Levi. To these names, are there any other names which should be added to our Mourner's Kaddish on this evening? May the memory of all of those who came before us be for a blessing. We turn to page 598 for the words of Mourner's Kaddish as we rise as one community. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon uvyom echon uvchayei dekol beit Yisrael, b'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'reichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who grants peace to all Israel grant peace to all who mourn, and to all of us on this Shabbat, to which we say, amen. Please be seated. We conclude our Shabbat service this evening with the words of Kiddush. Please join me in these words on page 122 if you would like the words. 122. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron lemase bereishit ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta Mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. L'chaim. Of course, I'll invite everybody to join in the words of Motzi as we enjoy a nice round challah on this Shabbat, getting ready for Rosh Hashanah. We say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. As we close with the words of Oseh Shalom, we thank our choir and Mary, our choir leader, as we join together in Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom. The yard sign rest? Enjoy it. With reasons or without? Without.